And we're
Okay.
going. So good evening, everybody. Welcome to Supplements Made Simple. I'm Chris Rosima, and I am your guide for tonight. And I want to thank you for joining me. This is a really cool class because I don't know about you, but the range of supplements out there is quite bewildering. And I go from thinking I don't need anything to thinking I need everything. And you need to find some balance in there for your particular needs. And sometimes I think we don't really know, so we either stop altogether or we take what things that we don't need. So tonight is all about learning what supplements you might want to take and why, and then are they actually going to help you? And the thing is, we carry so much stress in our bodies, not just from living life, but um, we life in general is stress. It's all stressing our bodies, whether it's good stress or bad stress. Stress is stress. And the good news is that we can do a lot of things to release that stress with some simple daily habits. And one habit that we can use is getting a really good supplement regime, because supplements really give our body the nutrients that our diet may not have in it. Now, if you grow most of your own food, some of this will be different for you because you are, working with the soil and you are eating as organic as possible and you are getting the nutrients because it's only traveling from your garden to your table. But if you're like the majority of um, Western people, you eat a lot of food out of the supermarket, and often that food has traveled a very long way or has stored a long time or has had um, chemicals to retard its ripening and then chemicals to increase its ripening. So all of that and commercial agriculture practices tend to deplete the nutrients in the food that we eat. So one of the biggest questions that I often get is, do supplements really make a difference? And I have to tell you that yes, they absolutely do. And there's a couple things we'll talk about tonight about modern medications as well. But life in general, stress reduces the nutrients that you have in your body. Our industrial agriculture means that some of the food that we eat is not as nutritious as it used to be, and food that is shipped from a far way away. So if you are eating strawberries in January, they come from far way away. Those strawberries don't have the same nutrient bang that ones you pick out of your garden in June have, because they've had to be picked unripe, they've had to be stored unripe, and then they've been ripened. And typically ripened means they've been exposed to some chemicals to get them to ripen. All of that depletes the nutrition value. So we are going to dive into all of it here. How can supplements help us? You're going to get some information about favorite supplements and how to use them to target certain specific health areas. And we'll talk eventually about a daily protocol that can give you a nice boost when it comes to your health. And if you have any questions, please just um, ask. This is a very casual conversation. So, biggest question is, what's in your supplements? You can find supplements everywhere, on TV, on Facebook, Walmart, supermarkets, health food stores, businesses, companies like ours. The supplements seem to be everywhere. And the issue is what's in them. So many supplements over the counter at pharmacies or in health food stores really are actually full of things that you don't need. Things like lactose and glycerin and preservatives and sweeteners. Um, and then fillers are also often used by manufacturers to help cut costs and add substance to tablets and capsules, but they're rarely truly necessary. They're considered inactive ingredients. So you really want to know that what you're putting in your body is clean, sustainably sourced, and not full of unnecessary fillers or artificial flavors or undisclosed ingredients. So knowing which supplements are right for you can sometimes feel pretty daunting. What do you need? How do you choose them? When do you take them? How do you know if the sourcing is reliable? And it's hard because conventional options that are available at most health food stores and pharmacies are lacking in many ways. And it's really hard to do the research on the manufacturing processes of those companies. Some some might allude to it, others don't mention it at all. I've even seen an ad on, I don't know if it was, maybe it was just on Google, that you could start your own supplement line. This company makes all the supplements, you just put your own label on them. So the difference is with Young Living supplements is that our focus is on sustainability. Our focus is on putting as much nutrition into that capsule as possible, and then making sure that it is as available to your body as we can make it. And so every supplement product that we sell is infused with essential oils because essential oils can help make those nutrients much more available to your body. They are also only made with the the ingredients that are active ingredients. There are no fillers, and then everything is backed by the seed to seal guarantee. And I don't know if you've read anything about that, the seed to seal guarantee, but it is Young Living's guarantee about sourcing and manufacturing right from the seed of the plant all the way through putting the seal on the bottle. You can go to seed2seal.com and it talks all about that. You can even watch a really interesting video about what the guarantee actually means. And for me as a beekeeper, and someone who's really aware of how we impact the environment all the time, the seed to seal guarantee is actually what sold me on this company. The biggest thing that I like is that they own many of their own farms. They own 40 farms around the world. All of those farms have to follow the seed to seal guarantee, and any partner farms that they contract with also have to follow this guarantee. And it is a beyond organic kind of labeling because organic standards change in every country you're in. So they, instead of saying they were certified organic in the United States, they just have gone to beyond organic processes, which all the companies have to, or all the farms have to follow. And the best thing is that we can go and visit those farms. This summer, I went to the lavender farm in Mona, Utah. It's also the farm where they are starting to grow their own CBD for their own CBD product line. So Young Living is very much into growing its own raw materials to make its products from. So the whole gamut is within their control and within their quality. So why is it important to know that essential oils are in our supplements? Well, essential oils are amazing. They are the plant's way of fighting off bacteria and fungus and viruses. That's the job of essential oils. They're naturally found in all plants, in the roots and leaves and stems and bark, and we can harness that power that they have in the plant and use it in our own bodies. And the power of an essential oil lies in the individual constituent components in that oil. Each plant will have different constituent elements in its oil. And these constituents form a part of the plant's innate health system. And this is really important because essential oils actually penetrate cell membranes, and they travel easily through blood and tissues. So they're a great transportation mechanism. And the reason that they can that they can go into a cell is that essential oils and fats work well together. They blend together. You can't put essential oil in water, it floats on top. But if you put it in a fat like avocado oil or coconut oil, it blends together. Well, the outside of our cells has a lipid ring, which is a fat ring around it. And that is its defense mechanism. It protects the cell. Well, an essential oil can easily be absorbed into that and through into the cell, heart into the center of the cell. So this is why all of our supplements have essential oils added to them, because it can take those things, those nutrients from the vitamin or mineral, and take it with it into the cells, so it can go directly into the cells. And there, I read somewhere quite a while ago that Young Living had done a test of bioavailability, and they were getting about 80% availability out of every capsule and tablet, whereas the ones that they had bought to test against, they were maybe getting 20 to 30%. So this is why essential oils are so good in our products. And every single supplement has a different oil blend. They're not all the same oils in each one. So the reason, so to kind of wrap that up, the reason that essential oils supplements are far superior to conventional ones is because the essential oil improves absorption, and the essential oil has amazing properties all on its own. And I don't get into that here, but if you look in a chemical monograph of, say, lavender oil, you are going to get multiple components. You're going to get lavandin, you might get limonene. There's a bunch of different components in an essential oil. Each plant or each oil is different, and those individual components have impacts on our body in different ways. Let me see here. So what are the benefits of oil-infused supplements? Well, they're more easily assimilated into the body, and so vitamins and minerals are taken to the places where they're needed. They're better absorbed by the body, and they also help to assist in the removal of cell waste. So while they're in there, they can help clean up the inside of the cell. And let me just see. I'm just looking at my notes here. And the biggest thing is that when that waste is cleaned up, a healthier cell is actually able to absorb and assimilate the vitamins and nutrients and minerals that you've been taking more effectively. The formula that Young Living Essential Oils had okay, so here it is. When they did this testing, they did some clinical testing, and they showed that the formulation of multigreens that we have, so that we have a supplement called multigreens. It had the formula that had no essential oils had a 42% absorption rate in 24 hours. The formula that had the essential oils blend in it had an absorption rate of 64% in 30 minutes and 86% in an hour. So those oils are really pulling those minerals and vitamins and nutrients into your cells, and your body is actually able to use them. So you are not wasting your money. Because if you're getting 40% or less, that's 60% of that nutrient that you're just discarding. So it actually makes it more of a benefit to your body. So I'm going to take a moment to talk about what your body needs to recover from daily stress. Now, I don't know if you saw my post today, but stress is a big thing in my life, because I let the stress in my life get so bad in 2020 and 2021 that I had heart attacks in each of those years. And I actually have been very well cardiac monitored my whole life. And So we know what my lab results were before I had a heart attack. And had I not had a heart attack, my lab results look perfectly normal. But I had a heart attack anyway. So the doctors all said, the cardiologist, the internal medicine, my family doctor, all told me that my heart attacks were 100% stress related. I had no other factors that would have impacted me that way. And outside of that, we all have this thing called the fight or flight response. That is how our body is designed to help protect us from perceived threats. But what happens now in modern life, and that system, that fight or flight, was meant to be a short term, run away from the tiger, get away from the tiger, recover, and don't have that stress anymore. What happens in modern life is we have a triggered system, a triggered stress system, but it never relaxes because we are in constant connection and overworking and stressing out about things, and the world is crazy. So our body cannot ever relax. So we are constantly flooded by the hormones of stress, and the biggest one is called cortisol. So worrying about life, worrying about bills, worrying about the world, worrying about my job, all of that means that our cortisol levels are high all the time. It suppresses our immune system, it suppresses our digestive system, and you are more likely to experience a range of health issues. So cortisol puts all of the effort and information in nutrients into things like your legs for running. It takes it away from your stomach, it takes it away from your brain. And so you you are always kind of, and it takes away from your immune system because it needs the energy to get you away from the imminent danger. But when you're living like that all the time, your system starts to get run down. But we can learn to minimize stress. Biggest thing I ever learned was how I had to work very hard to learn how to live differently after my heart attacks. Meditation was not enough. I had to realize that even things like my gardening was a reflection of how I worked. I overworked, I overgardened. So I would do things like instead of having 10 tomato plants, I would have 175 because that was just how I was geared, more is better, and I overworked in every aspect of my life. So it took me a long time to figure out how to minimize my stress. And for a while, it meant I had to give up a lot of things because I couldn't do them properly. I needed to have a hard break from them. Um, but then I also realized that I can help my body recover from stress nutritionally. And there are three components of a health routine that help your body recover from stress. Those are antioxidants, minerals, and nutrients. Okay. Oh, so antioxidants, we're going to do a short little information session on the three components. So antioxidants, these are powerhouse compounds that help our body recover from and prevent oxidative stress on our cells. And when our cells use oxygen, they naturally produce free radicals. It's like a waste byproduct, which cause damage. And antioxidants come in like the garbage man and scavenge all these free radicals and prevent further damage being done by those free radicals. So they're like the garbage men cleaning up the waste byproduct of our cells. Um, and it's it it's kind of there's how do I pronounce it? Um, Antioxidants protect our cell membranes from a kind of creepy stalker free radical. So the free radicals are trying to damage the cell membrane, whereas antioxidants come in and help. And when we don't have antioxidants in our bodies, things actually get out of control quickly. And it is actually best to get free antioxidants from whole food, nutrient dense diets and plants, essential oils. rather than synthetic sources that are found in many supplements. So this is the other component that you have to think about when you're looking at comparing supplements that you're looking at taking. Are they made from synthetics, or are they made from whole food, nutrient dense components? Okay, so then there's minerals. Minerals are often overlooked in our diet. We talk a lot about vitamins, but a lot of times we don't talk about minerals. And the body requires nearly 2/3 of all the elements currently known in order to survive and to support optimal health. 2/3 of all elements. That's a lot of traces of things. Um, and it's not just for optimal health, it's for cognitive functioning, it's for performance. But keeping those minerals in balance actually is a really, really vital task. Too much of one thing may means you might not have enough of another thing because they're not in balance and they compete with each other. And according to Linus Pauling, you can trace every sickness and every disease and every ailment to a mineral deficiency. And interestingly, with my second heart attack, I was on a magnesium drip for 4 days to get my magnesium level to the place where it needed to be. That's how low in magnesium I was. The final thing is nutrients. Okay. And a healthy diet can go a long, long way when it comes to promoting health. If it is nutrient dense food that you're eating, it is not long distance food, it is not highly pesticided food, it is not highly processed food. This is hard for modern culture. Living in a city or living in an apartment, it is very difficult. But you can do this by eating high quality organic vegetables, fruits, proteins, and healthy fat, and eating enough for your particular body. Then add on top of that some nutrient dense essential oil infused supplements, and you can really give your body what it needs. So, here are some other things to think about when you are nourishing your body to try to handle the stress of everyday life and truly recover from its impact. Things I needed to know. I needed to get enough quality sleep. I certainly wasn't sleeping well when I was under that much stress. I would maybe get a good night's sleep 2 to 3 times a week. The rest of the time, I was not getting a good deep sleep. Gentle movement, walking, yoga, rebounding, stretching. The more stressed I got, the less of that I did. I was so exhausted, so sleep deprived, and so stressed that I ended up, those things kind of fell off the track. No coffee on an empty stomach. Well, that's a tough one when you're so stressed and you haven't slept. What do? You rely on coffee to get you through. And eat within an hour of waking. High quality protein, good fat, and some carbs to get your body going. So those are some things that you can do. Get sleep, get movement, no coffee on an empty stomach, and eat within an hour of waking up. That helps a lot. Okay, so let's talk about some core daily supplements that you can think about in terms of what you might want to add to your diet depending on how good your food diet is. We all need a good foundation for overall health and longevity, and we're going to talk about 5 supplements here that give you that baseline. These are our daily mainstays. I take these all year. And if you have acute health needs like I have, then you would focus on adding targeted supplements later, depending on whatever your issues are. Okay. Well, so we're going to talk first. Oh, where's my pictures? Nope. Okay. So the first one is Master Formula. It is the foundational vitamin multivitamin package that Young Living has. It comes in single serving packets. And it has a complete serving of vitamin B complex. All vitamin B is in a complex with Young Living so that each one is in balance with the other. It has a vitamin D3. It has some gut supporting probiotics. It has turmeric root, vitamin K2, which helps the D3 properly go to your bones and in the right proportion. And it meets 60% of our daily normal iron needs. Plus, it is packed with phytonutrients that can help neutralize free radicals. So when we were talking about antioxidants, the master formula has some of these phytonutrients in it that can help with free radicals. It comes in its own little package. Hold on, I'll get you one and show you. Comes in a little package like this. It's just a little packet, makes it super easy to take with you. So when I come on the RV, I'm here for 5 days. I have 5 of these packaged. I'll know I'll get my baseline nutrition all at once. And there's 4 different ones in there so that each one digests at a different level where it's the most beneficial. So some of them will go a little farther in our system than others. And 1 packet's all you need a day. Then Ningxia Red, which is our powerhouse antioxidant drink. I'll get a package of that. Hold on. This is an individual serving package of Ningxia Red. It's 2 ounces. And it is a combination of Ningxia wolfberry, which is actually also known as the goji berry. And I've been reading a book lately about it, and the wolfberry is an amazing antioxidant. It's one of the highest antioxidant values of any known plant. It has blueberry, it has pomegranate, it has aronia berry, it has an essential oil blend of yuzu, lemon, orange, and tangerine, I think, or lime. And all of those things are geared to cleaning out the free radicals that your cells create every single day. So preventing that damage by free radicals against your cells. And it also has, I think, 19 amino acids and a bunch of trace minerals in it. And one of the interesting things about this is that the berries that make up this, the wolfberry that Young Living buys, comes from a province in China where the water flows down from the Himalayas. So it brings all of the minerals of the rocks by cascading water. If you ever had hard water, you know it's full of minerals. This is coming down from the Himalayas and watering the plains on which these berries are grown. So these berries have some of the best nutrient mineral value of any berries out there because of where their water source comes from. It also has beta carotene and some other carotenoids called zeaxanthin and lutein. And zeaxanthin and lutein are excellent for your eyes. 21 trace minerals, also has a lot of B vitamins in it and vitamin E. It is a whole food source. It is actually not a juice, it is a puree. So you also get fiber in it. And when you have fiber in fruit juice, it reduces the glycemic index of the juice because the fiber actually converts the glucose into something that's a longer acting component. So this has a very low glycemic index of 27, which is lower than oatmeal. So it's very good for people with diabetes. It does not spike your blood sugar. It helps with our immune system. It helps us be proactive. For me, this has given me back so much energy every day. It is mind-boggling how much energy I have in the daytime. I get up at 5 and I'm feeling awake at 5. It's wonderful. And it does help actually curb some sugar cravings because it's got magnesium in it. Then there's Mineral Essence, which is the picture on the screen. It is a balanced full spectrum ionic mineral complex. Tastes terrible. I mix it with my Ningxia Red, or you can put it in a foot soak, or you could put it in a bath and let it soak into your body that way. If but most people will mix it with something else and drink it down, but it tastes terrible. It's not fun. But it is full, it has 60 different minerals in it, including iron and zinc and boron. I don't know where you are, Lynn, but where I am on the island, our soil is very deficient in boron. I can't grow beets unless I heavily supplement the soil. So we don't get boron in our diet here. So this gives you boron. It has magnesium, selenium, thallium, calcium, and potassium. It is an amazing supplement. You take a dropper a day, and it just tops your levels up. It's like when you're doing an oil change on the car, right? You need those levels topped up. And mineral deficiencies have been linked with many health issues, including those that affect our emotional health. And iron is something that a lot of women need, especially when they're in childbearing years. And this has a very good supply of of highly available iron in it. It has one serving of this gives you 80% of your recommended amount of magnesium a day, which is good. Most of us are deficient in magnesium though, so going just to what the daily recommended dose of magnesium isn't likely enough for us because we're deficient in it anyway. It also has zinc. And zinc is used by more enzymes in your body than anything else. And it is so critical for your immune system. But yeah, it tastes terrible. It's kind of like that commercial for Buckley's. Tastes terrible, but it works. Then the other product that we have that is kind of a foundational product is the golden turmeric. And lots of talk about turmeric out there. The curcumin in turmeric is the important constituent component. It helps to the body in its response to inflammation. It helps your body with its immune health. It helps with joint health and mobility. It helps with recovery after exercise, and it's huge in stress recovery. In Young Living's formulation, they have turmeric, boswellia resin, which is frankincense. So it's the resin without before frankincense is distilled, it comes in a resin like a sap from a tree. So Young Living has this boswellic resin powdered and in the turmeric and ginger. And it is really delicious. Compared to mineral essence, this is like the best. It's delicious. You can drink it as a lovely evening tea. And you use that daily. And it also contains some prebiotic fibers that help your digestion and aid in your gut health. And because it has been formulated with essential oils, it is actually 24 times more bioavailable to our bodies than standard turmeric extract. So this means that your body absorbs the same amount of curcumin from 300 milligrams of golden turmeric as it would from 1900 milligrams of standard turmeric. So it's a massive difference in bioavailability. And one of the things that we know is that chronic low level inflammation plays a huge role in almost every chronic Western disease. And psychological stress also contributes to this inflammation in a big way. So anything that can help us with inflammation is a huge health benefit. And then there is my second favorite supplement. So this is my favorite, Ningxia Red. My second favorite supplement is a supplement called Sulfurzyme. I'll get the bottle. Hold on. Nice big bottle. 300 Comes in 300 capsule bottles. Now, sulfurzyme is something I had never heard of, and it is the most amazing thing. It is, I can't even pronounce what it is. MSM is what it's mostly called in the stores, and it is a organic form of sulfur. And it is infused with wolfberry powder, again, to make it higher antioxidant, but also more bioavailable. But it actually supports joint health, hair, nails, skin, bones, circulation, and metabolic functioning. This is like a super foundational, low level support that nobody talks about you needing sulfur in your diet. And it is interesting because I've had people say, well, I'm allergic to sulfa, but sulfa and sulfur are different. This is fine for people who have an allergy to sulfa because this is organic sulfur, like the yellow stuff. So it actually helps to soothe inflammation. Again, it helps to support your immune system. It helps get your body the micronutrients that it needs. And it provides antioxidants because it's blended with Ningxia Red. Those are the core supplements that are foundational. And the biggest thing that I hear from people when we're talking about how are you doing on your new regime is I forget. I forget to take things. I don't like taking pills. But we learn how to do things through habits and behaviors all the time. And habits basically are just the building blocks of our day. They're the building blocks of our life. Everything that we do regularly is a habit. Whether it's a good habit or a bad habit, it's still a habit. So trying to get yourself into a habit of taking supplements to help your body seems awkward and too forced for a lot of people. It's something they really have to think about, whereas other habits they don't have to think about that much. Well, it takes about 90 days to get it in to get a behavior to become a habit. So keeping things super simple for that first 90 days is one of the best ways to get your habit of taking supplements underway. You can make a list of your daily routines and then find a place in your routine to connect supplements to. I get up in the morning and the first thing I do is I make my Ningxia Red drink. You can drink it by itself. I like to mix it with a bunch of water because I'm trying to get more water into my day. So I could mix this with, 8 ounces of water in my water bottle. And that would be something I did first thing in the morning. And then I take all my vitamins with it. You can put your supplements next to the coffee pot, like next to where you make your coffee in the morning. You could lay them out the night before. Whatever you do, have a visual clue so that you remember to do it in the morning. I always set out my big water bottle and my Ningxia Red on the counter the night before I go to bed so that it's just easier in the morning. I don't like to have to think in the morning. I'm not naturally a morning person. I just go into like robot mode. So if everything is just there, I just automatically do it. I'm hardly thinking about it at all. And by the time it's 9 o'clock in the morning, I've got everything done and I've hardly had to think about it. Other things you can do is you can create scenarios where, oh, I know tomorrow I'm going to town. I've got to leave early, kind of throws my whole schedule off. You could make these things the night before, and put them in the car to wait for you. So that on your way into town, you could be drinking your Ningxia Red that's already been mixed for you so that you don't miss it. You can plan ahead for things like that. You're going away on a trip, like I'm on my RV. I've got my little basket of supplements that I've counted everything out so I know exactly what I need to take when. I don't miss my medications for my heart very often. So it's not that I am so against taking pills. It's that you have to get yourself into a routine and you have to value the thing that you're doing in order to make it worthwhile for your energy. So if you value, if you tell yourself, these aren't working, I don't know why I'm taking them, you're going to forget to take them and they're not going to work because sitting in a package, they don't work. If you tell yourself, I'm really looking after my body and this is how I do it, then you tend to have more of a impetus to follow through on your new habit. Combine things when you can. Um, the sulfurzyme comes in capsules or comes in powder. If you're the kind of person that likes everything in a bottle to drink, you can get the sulfurzyme powder and mix it with a Ningxia, and you don't even notice that you're taking two things at once. And it takes 90 days to see a change. So many people, so many people that I get started on a new routine are contacting me like about day 15 saying, I don't feel any different. And I'm like, well, that's probably because your body is so run down. We've waited so long that it takes a long time to get up to the point where you're starting to notice. The other thing is that the changes are often incredibly subtle. It's why I have people take before and after pictures when they're doing collagen loading, is because you don't really notice the differences in your body if you haven't done like a list of measurements or a list of symptoms that you're feeling and track them every day to see how they're doing. If you are having trouble sleeping, if you have recorded for a couple of weeks how when you went to bed, how long you slept, how many times you woke up, and you record that over, 30, 60, 90 days, you will start to see the trends and the changes. Your sleep will start to get longer. You'll start to go to sleep faster. You'll start to wake up less. But you won't notice that necessarily unless you're tracking it. So you need to do something consistently for at least 21 days before anything becomes a habit, and then 90 days to really see the impact on your body. So if you're going to if you're going to try to do a health change, say you're decided that you're going to do Ningxia Red for a month, or you're going to try to do Ningxia Red to see if you can increase your energy levels. Write down what your energy levels are now. Like find some ways to measure that. Measure how many times you need a nap. Measure how many times you wake up in the morning and you're still tired. And then commit to 90 days of trying it and charting it every day to give it a really good chance of working and of being noticeable. Um, because our brains don't notice the subtle things. They just don't. Um, when we moved from Down Island to where we live now, as beekeepers, we didn't know when the bloom dates of any flowers were going to be because we'd moved north. And for every like hour north you move, the bloom dates change about a week at a time. Well, we didn't know. So the first 10 years we lived in the house, we tracked bloom dates of all kinds of different flowers, dandelions, hazelnuts, maple flowers, like just many, many blackberry flowers, many kinds of flowers. And every year someone would say, "Boy, that seems really late," or "Oh, that seems really early." And we'd go back and look at all the data that we had, and it was within like 3 days of each other all the time. Our brains are not good at recording subtlety. So if you don't write it down, you're not going to notice it. So I really encourage people when they start something new, pick something they want to change, write down how they're doing now, and then keep track of it over time to see if it's working. Um, so creating a healthy foundation through your diet and your lifestyle and your core supplements actually goes a long, long way to supporting your body. But sometimes we have individual body systems that we want to give some special attention to. My heart, for example, I do a lot of different things for cardiac health. And when we think of the way that our bodies are created, they're created with different systems, and each system is unique, and each system serves its own purpose, but then they're all interconnected. So a healthy digestive system impacts a healthy immune system. Healthy bones and joints impacts a healthy nervous system. A healthy nervous system impacts your entire life. So the goal with supporting specific systems is to build on the foundation and to layer in some more support that will help you um, um, overall. But if you have a system that needs some extra targeted help, um, it can feel a little overwhelming at times, which is why I always suggest start small, start foundational, and go from there. Because anytime you support the foundation of your health, that you will feel better overall. I mean, you can target your digestive system. You can, I'm not gonna go through all of these that because it'll be a topic for another day. But you can target your digestive system, your nervous system, your gut, your immune system, and we have different um, components, supplements for each of the systems. But in every single one of them, a couple things come up. Your musculoskeletal system, um, sulfurzyme and Ningxia Red show up in almost all of them because those are so foundational. And then you layer other things on top. So that is how you support. We're not, so you can listen to your gut, and we can put together a digestive system wellness box with things that specifically help the gut, like prebiotic fiber. We could talk about our immune system. And in that wellness box, you would have Ningxia Red. You could have, let me just see here, what else could we have in there? Um, we have a supplement called Inner Defense that has things like oregano oil and things like that, and known to help that. So there's all these different targeted ones you could have, like nerves and sleep. Biggest one for sleep, I still find, is magnesium and Ningxia Red. Um, Aches and pains, so we have Agile Ease, which is a beef collagen product that helps with bones and joints. Um, Collagen is very specific depending on what you want it to work for. So for aches and pains, bones and joints, you would use beef collagen. For hair, skin, and nails, you would use marine collagen, just because they work better on different systems. Um, and yeah, so you can target other nutrients in once you've very much focused on getting your foundation straight. Um, we have classes every week to talk about these things, and often we will do something like a specific bones and joints class or a specific sleep class so that you can learn exactly what you need for those things. The other big deal is if you are going to do 90 days, which is the way you figure out how things are working, put your products on loyalty rewards. You get points back that you can spend on other things. The first 3 months of your membership, you get 10% of your order points back of your loyalty points into your account to spend on other things. So I tend to hoard my points and get my Ningxia for free. I use my points to buy Ningxia. And then I use my loyalty reward to buy things like Self-Design. I get all of my Thieves Cleaner on it. Those kind of things, they contribute to get my free Ningxia account, which is a great thing. And with me, every new member who sets up an account, who makes an order of 100 PV for that first account on loyalty, I put a $25 credit on your account. You can use that credit towards your next loyalty order if you want. You can't use points that you gained on loyalty for a loyalty order, but you can use credits that are on your account to that. And I order my monthly order within the first 5 days of the month. And in Canada, that means that Young Living puts $10 in my account. So then I have that to use to buy whatever I want as well. And that is our class today. that is about foundational supplements. Any thoughts, questions?
So the little packages that you have, do
Yep.
they come in like a monthly?
Yep. They come in a monthly box. And they all come in this. So I find this really helpful for my husband who doesn't think about anything. I just hand him this.
Yeah,
Just take this. And he does, and we're done for the day. It makes it super easy because it's in a little package. It also makes it really easy to travel with.
yeah,
Yeah. And I like the fact that there's four in there because each one digests at a different level in your digestion system. They make them in such a way that they don't all open in your stomach. Some open in your lower intestine. So it's kind of cool.
now I noticed in some of your pictures that that red stuff, what's
Yeah.
it called? Yeah,
Ningxia Red.
you have like bottles.
Yes. So it comes in two formats. It comes in 750 ml bottles and it comes in 2-ounce packages. And the bottles come in kits of 2 and the packages come in 30s in a box of 30. So you can buy 30, 60 or 90 of these. And
So 2 bottles does you a month?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm doing the baseline amount, 2 bottles, well, 2 bottles will do you like a bit more than a month. Probably 5.5, maybe 6 weeks. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But it's for me probably the thing that has made the single biggest difference in my life. So if I had to give everything else up, I would stay with Ningxia Red and Sulfurzyme.
Yeah, I looked at the sulfur,
Yep.
whatever.
But
That's the one with 300,
yeah. Yeah, so
right?
it's got a lot in it.
Yeah,
It lasts a long time.
yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't gone through everything yet on the
Yep.
site,
Oh yeah,
but
no.
because
There's a
it's
lot.
kind of overwhelming.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, it can be.
Yeah,
600 products. I mean, it is overwhelming.
yeah,
So, some of the best things to do would be to make a list of things that you were interested in addressing, and I could make some suggestions for you, and then
okay.
it kind of pares it down a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because yes, absolutely, it's overwhelming.
My I was over at Longworth a couple days ago. We went over to get our machine,
Yep.
and my girlfriend had a bottle of the Thieves sitting on the counter, the cleaning thing. And I go, "Where'd you get that?" And so she said, "Oh, some family member at one time,
Yep.
I guess, was a member."
Yep.
And she says, "But I don't think I can get it anymore." And I says,
Send her my
"I
way.
will add it onto
Mhm.
my order."
There you
Um,
go.
the only thing is I can't order until the mail strikes over.
Until the mail
But
strikes over. Yeah.
yeah, so
Oh,
anyway, she's ordering a bottle. So
perfect. Perfect. Now, thieves
yeah,
is
because
one
that
of those things that people love, just love it. So, the thing is, so here's the other thing. She could open an account under you, and you would get a commission from hers to help pay for yours.
yeah,
So,
yeah, I kind of
it,
realized that.
yep.
And
Oh yeah, you could bring
so
it up later. It's a really nice way of supporting each other.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna get the Thieves set that has the spray bottle and
Oh
the
yeah.
different things.
Yep.
Um, what makes why is there such a price difference in essential oils? Like
Mm.
from company to company, like a bottle will say pure essential oils and another one will say pure, and they might be like $20 difference for a
Uh-huh.
15 or 20 ml bottle. What makes them different?
First of all, to claim pure, you only need 5% of the oil of essential oil in that bottle. And the rest
Uh,
and the rest can be filler.
mm,
Second, so say I've seen super cheap frankincense. And when you actually go and look at what it is, it's actually cedar wood. It just smells like frankincense.
Yeah. Oh,
So what they will do is they'll put a little bit of frankincense in the bottle. They'll top it up with something much, much cheaper that's still
right.
woodsy, and people don't know. But
No.
this is why they don't think essential oils work. So essential oils take a vast amount of plant material,
Mm-hmm.
and um,
Well, it's
instead, like
distilled, isn't it?
it's distilled. So
Yeah.
rose oil, which is the most expensive oil, it's $220 for 5 mils. It takes 25,000 rose petals for 5 mils.
That's crazy.
It's a lot, right? So there's a couple of things about that. It essential oils take a vast amount of plant material. So if you're not careful and the company is not ethical, you can rapidly send that plant species into near extinction.
Yeah.
Rosewood is a very good example. It's not rose, but rosewood. It's a specific
Right.
plant. For many years, rosewood was not allowed to be harvested because it was so critically endangered.
Well,
So what did Young Living do? They found a farmer who was trying to re-establish his rosewood plantation and partnered with him. And
ah,
so he now has a plantation so that the wild stock of rosewood is left alone and he grows it. It's the same with sandalwood. Young Living owns a farm on the big island of Hawaii in Kona, and they are a sandalwood reforestation farm. So they
oh,
are
wow.
so they are replanting sandalwood trees so that they have a farm stock to use for oil and they can leave the wild stock alone.
Very
Not
cool.
no other essential oil company does that. Now, the other thing why other oils can be so cheap is because those companies are buying it from anybody. So they're buying it from people who distill with aluminum distilleries, which means that aluminum is getting into your oil. They are buying it from people who use synthetic solvents to get more oil out of the plant material, but you can't get that solvent out of your oil at the end. So you're putting that on your body or rubbing it into your skin or smelling it.
Mm.
Um, Young Living uses food grade stainless steel distilleries on each farm. They only use low temperature, low pressure to distill, which keeps all of the really important constituent components in the oil. And if the oil doesn't test out as to the percentages of constituents that they expect upon distillation, they will turf that batch. They will not even resell it to other people.
Well,
So that's the reason why there's such a price difference. You don't know what you're getting when you're buying something from the health food store. And the people, there's a lot of people who buy oils and then make, like, I know there's a thieves oil that is in the health food store in my town, that a company buys all the oils and mixes them and sells it as thieves. But that company, when they buy those oils, they don't know how those oils are distilled. They just buy them from a marketer, like from a warehouse kind of. They don't know how they were distilled. They don't know what the growing conditions were like. They don't know what the constituent components are in that oil. They don't know if their lavender is like a heritage lavender or lavandin, which is a totally different species and has completely different um, chemical
obviously.
components. It doesn't do the same thing. So anytime someone tells me, "Oh, I tried essential oils and they didn't work," I ask them, "Well, what oils did you use?" Because most of the time it's because of the oil that they used. It wasn't what it said it was.
Yeah. Hmm.
Essential oils are expensive.
Yeah.
They are expensive it's like wax with bees. It's a very high value resource. It takes a lot of energy to make that.
Yeah.
So if something is really cheap, if wax is really cheap or oils are really cheap, I know that something's wrong.
It's paraffin with yellow.
It's been it's been mixed with paraffin. You
Yeah.
know it, right? They've taken
Yeah.
a little bit of beeswax for the smell, and they put a whole
Yeah.
bunch of paraffin in it, and it's super cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's
No, okay. I always wondered about
yeah.
that.
Yep. Well, and lavender. So lavender, honey, olive oil, um, are three highly adulterated products. Lavender, 90% of the lavender in stores is not actually real lavender. It's a lot of fragrance, it's synthetics, and it's the lavandin species of plant. Honey, God, how much Manuka honey is out in the world? More
Yeah.
than they ever produce. And olive oil is like faked all the time. You
Yeah.
have to, and it's that same kind of thing with essential oils. You got to be super careful.
Well, I don't have a lot. I have
Nope.
lavender and eucalyptus, and I only bought them for my homemade laundry soap
Yeah, exactly.
because
Yep.
I didn't know anything about them. I just seen that they were pure, so I thought,
Yep.
okay.
Yep. Yeah. And I don't think the people who make up products that sell like at craft fairs and things like that, I don't think they do this on purpose. I think they think that it's the right stuff that they're getting, but they don't realize how adulterated it is several
Yeah.
steps back. Yeah,
Well, it's like anything. If that's not where your interest is,
exactly.
uh,
You're not going to go digging.
you wouldn't do the research
No,
to find out.
no,
So
exactly. You don't even know to do the research, actually. Like,
no,
you just don't. I had a lady contact me about Manuka honey for her dog the other day, and I said, "Well, the biggest problem you're going to find is finding real Manuka honey."
just use regular honey. I
Mm,
find it heals really good.
It does. It's just Manuka honey, a little less powerful. But
I
90%
fixed,
of the Manuka honey isn't Manuka anyway.
yeah,
So,
I fixed my dogs. Well,
yep,
they scrap,
yep,
and I
absolutely.
have patched up my scrapper a few times, blobbed honey, pushed the flap back.
Yep,
There's a vet in Prince George, and she keeps a bucket of honey in the corner.
I agree.
Yeah,
It's antiseptic. It keeps the bacteria out.
yep,
It's great.
yep.
Yep,
I've used it on my hands.
yep. It's not great if it's paraffin,
Yeah, that's right.
right? So know your beekeeper. Know
Yeah,
where that honey comes from to know for
that's
sure
right.
that it's real.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Because there's a lot of fake.
Oh, corn syrup, rice syrup, high
Oh,
fructose corn syrup. Like, it's gross.
yeah, and balsamic vinegar is another one that,
Ah, yes.
like real balsamic vinegar, is thick.
It's expensive too. Like
Yeah,
if
you
you're getting
can't.
cheap balsamic, it ain't balsamic.
No.
Yeah, you haven't discovered a source of really cheap stuff. It's just not real.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
yeah, that's right.
yeah.
Oh, this has been very interesting.
Oh, good. I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you
Yeah,
came.
yeah,
And we'll
yeah.
see you again.
You bet. Thanks so
Have,
much, Christina.
have a great night.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.